Have you ever looked up at the night sky and wondered, how big is our galaxy, really? When you gaze upward, those tiny pinpricks of light seem so close, almost within reach. But the truth is, the distances involved are so immense, they're almost impossible to truly grasp. Let's break it down, step by step, and see just where we fit into this cosmic masterpiece. Our journey will take us from the familiar to the truly unfathomable, as we zoom out from our home planet to the farthest reaches of the Milky Way. Let's start close to home, the Moon. That glowing buddy is only 384,400 kilometers away. It's the closest celestial body to Earth, and yet, even that distance is farther than most of us will ever travel in a lifetime. If you hopped on a plane flying at 1,000 kilometers an hour, you'd get there in just over 16 days. Imagine sitting in your seat, watching the world shrink behind you as you soar through the darkness toward that familiar gray sphere. But light? It does the trip in just over a second. That's how fast information, or a signal, can travel between Earth and the Moon, if only we could move that quickly ourselves. Even at that short distance, a conversation would lag by almost 2.5 seconds, round trip. That's the time it takes for your words to bounce there and back. Doesn't sound like much, until you try saying hello and get a reply after a pause. Suddenly, every exchange feels a little more distant, a little more surreal. Step it up, Mars. At its closest, that's 56 million kilometers. That's a distance so vast it's hard to picture, but it's still just a stone's throw in cosmic terms. You could fly there, if you had the patience for 6.2 years on a plane. That's over 2,200 days of non-stop travel, crossing a gulf of empty space. Even light takes about 3 minutes to make that journey. For a signal, that's an eternity compared to our instant messaging on Earth. Imagine sending a text and getting a reply 6 minutes later. Conversations with Mars would be more like sending letters than chatting. Now, the Sun. Earth orbits at an average of 150 million kilometers away, because our orbit isn't a perfect circle, it's an ellipse. This means our distance from the Sun changes throughout the year. At our closest, we're 147 million kilometers from the Sun. At our farthest, 152 million. That difference might not seem huge, but it's millions of kilometers. Here's a twist. Earth is farthest from the Sun during summer in the northern hemisphere. It's not the distance, but the angle of sunlight that brings the heat. Seasons? All about the tilt, not the distance. Our planet's 23.5-degree tilt is what gives us winter, spring, summer, and fall. Light from the Sun takes 8 minutes and 20 seconds to reach us. Every sunrise is a glimpse into the past, a message from 8 minutes ago. The sunlight on your face left the Sun when you were just starting your breakfast. By the time you feel its warmth, it's already traveled 150 million kilometers. Jump to Neptune, 4.5 billion kilometers out. That's the edge of our planetary neighborhood, a cold blue world on the solar system's frontier. That's 30 times farther than Earth is from the Sun. If you could line up 30 Earth-Sun distances, you'd just reach Neptune. Light needs 4 hours to reach Neptune. Imagine sending a signal and waiting half a workday for it to arrive. A plane? You'd be flying for almost 5 centuries. That's longer than modern civilization has existed. Beyond Neptune lies Pluto, and even farther, the heliopause, the boundary where our Sun's influence ends. Here, the solar wind gives way to the interstellar medium. Beyond that, welcome to interstellar space. Out here, the distances between objects grow even more staggering, and the Sun becomes just another star among billions. The nearest star beyond our Sun is Proxima Centauri, more than 40 trillion kilometers away. Even light, the universe's speed champion, takes over 4 years to get there. That's 270,000 times farther than Earth is from the Sun. If the Sun were a marble, Proxima Centauri would be another marble over 7 kilometers away. Suddenly, even our own solar system feels tiny. The vastness of space makes our planetary family seem like a speck of dust in a cathedral. Inside the Milky Way, the average distance between stars is mind-blowing, over 316,000 times the distance from Earth to the Sun. Each star is separated by gulfs of emptiness. Now picture a giant, Betelgeuse, almost 700 times bigger than our Sun, nearly 1 billion kilometers across. If it replaced our Sun, it would swallow Mercury, Venus, Earth, and even Mars. Even so, it's 650 light-years away, a distance so big it's almost meaningless. The light we see from Betelgeuse tonight left before the invention of the telescope. Let's get weird for a second. The numbers get so big they start to lose all meaning, but let's try to put them in perspective. Say you walk 6 kilometers a day, your whole life. Multiply that by every human who's ever lived. about 117 billion people. Altogether, we'd walk over 6 quadrillion kilometers. That's a number with 15 zeros. That's not even 1% of the distance to Betelgeuse. Even if all of humanity worked together, we'd barely make a dent in the cosmic scale. If we did a cosmic relay race, it'd take our species 2.8 trillion years to walk there. That's 200 times longer than the universe has existed. Let's shrink the Milky Way down to something familiar. Imagine it's the size of Earth, about 12,700 kilometers across. Suddenly, the galaxy feels almost manageable. The sun would be the size of a human hair, just 18 micrometers. That's thinner than a strand of silk, almost invisible to the naked eye. Proxima Centauri, our closest star neighbor, would be half a kilometer away. Betelgeuse? 83 kilometers distant. Even on this shrunken scale, the distances are staggering. Even compressed like this, the sheer scale is mind-blowing. The galaxy is a vast ocean, and we're just beginning to dip our toes in. The Milky Way stretches 100,000 light-years across, yet it's just one of about 2 trillion galaxies in the universe. Each one is a cosmic city, filled with its own stars, planets, and mysteries. Each one packed with billions of stars, and who knows how many worlds. The possibilities for life, for discovery are endless. So yeah, we're tiny. But in that smallness, there's wonder, beauty, and endless questions. Our curiosity is what drives us to explore, to learn, and to dream. And it all starts with a simple curiosity: just how big is our galaxy? The more we learn, the more we realize how much there is left to discover, out there in the vastness of the Milky Way. If you enjoyed this journey through the cosmos, don't forget to subscribe for more awe-inspiring explorations of our universe. Join us as we continue to unravel the mysteries of space, one cosmic adventure at a time. Hit that subscribe button and let your curiosity soar.